Which one is my hot tea?
I think it's that one.
I didn't get the skull and mask one?
Apparently not. Unless they think that you're supposed to be sitting here, so you're supposed to get a skull and mask.
Is yours supposed to have sugar in it?
Yuck.
Okay, I guess are we living?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She obviously doesn't love me very much because I love this cup. It's beautiful. There's not a lot of room for liquid.
What's up, Geeky Gardens? How you doing, buddy? Whoa.
Seriously? What kind of name is that?
What's up, Timmy? Good evening. Tell all your friends about us and have them come in and hang out with us.
Okay, I'm here. Let's see for how long.
What's that, another one?
Mountain Hunter.
Hey, Mountain Hunter, how you doing?
What's up?
We're going to give everybody a few minutes to get on in here, and then we're going to kind of catch you up with what's been going on here, and then we are going to begin our conversation.
Hey, Kim.
What's up, Kim?
Internet is acting like a toddler.
That's one of the things that we're going to be talking about tonight.
Yep.
Oh.
My dog's name was Timmy. It's hard to see the icon. I can't tell if that's a picture of a dog or what that is. It's hard to see.
I lost a dog. His name was Apollo. He was, I believe, one of the best dogs. It was the best dog I've ever owned. So I understand, brother. Sorry for your loss.
Can everybody hear us today? I made sure to make sure that the mic was on today.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I did. I made sure that was on and this is on.
Yeah.
What's your shirt say? Believe there is good. Hold on, I gotta stand up so you can see the whole thing. Believe there's good in the world. And then the yellow says, be the good.
What's up, Mark?
What's up? LOL, love Apollo. April loved Apollo.
Apollo loved April. He was willing to share with April.
Yes. Farmer Brad. What's up?
Awesome.
Funny story. This was actually a thrift store find, this t-shirt. So I snatched it up. Seems I've become a crazy cat person lately after decades of being a dog person. He had a short stint.
I don't know about being
you see the error. Did you see the error of your ways?
No, I mean, it's just one of those things. I like animals. I'm an animal person.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm the male version of Betty White. Except for I understand the food chain aspect.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Niana.
So while we're waiting on everybody to get in here, you've had hard nose with some of the different livestock that I've talked about bringing on here. It was a hard no for the buffalo.
Yes,
And it was a hard no for ostriches.
Yes.
You were kind of a, not so hard of a no, but kind of a no on emus.
Yes.
You know. So, but
It's about to be a bad
the
joke.
girls and I were thinking today. It's now, don't just knee jerk shut it down. No, I want you to think about it.
Okay.
What do you think about?
I just know this is going to be bad.
What do you think about kangaroos?
In America?
Yeah.
How would we get kangaroos?
I guess the same way that what's his name got camels. You just gotta, somebody around here breeds them.
There's no way. I guess I'm an animal person too. You should see all the critters I've been feeding since the cats adopted me.
Okay, wait a minute. So you said, okay, so was that like, if I find a breeder, we can get some?
No, I'm still trying to figure out where the heck you're gonna find a kangaroo at. And no, I don't think it would be a good idea to have kangaroos.
They wouldn't get taken out by coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
Their grazing pressure wouldn't be nowhere near as much as any of the other livestock that we have around here.
Why do you think that? What do they eat?
Well, they eat vegetation.
Mm-hmm. They make good leather for soccer cleats. There was a kangaroo place in Dahlonega.
Ooh. Ooh.
Probably a rescue, though. It's probably not a breeding place. I don't think Jason wants to get knocked out by a kangaroo when they learn how to box or when they learn how to kick someone down south. Yeah, right? A week or so ago, the cops had to catch a kangaroo over in Orlando. You need a special license here, yeah. I guess you touched down. He sent me a message a while back that they were leaving. Can you eat kangaroo? Yes. Jason swears it's like the best meat he's ever eaten.
It's the best meat ever. I had it when I was in Australia. My son is in the chat box right now. Blaze, what do you think about us getting kangaroos?
I have arrived. Actually, yes. Is that for, I'm assuming that's for the, can you eat?
Yes. Kangaroo is very tasty.
What's up, y'all?
You've had kangaroo because when Darren came over, he brought kangaroo jerky and everybody in the house loved it.
So less feet running down the grass. Yeah, but their feet are big.
They're not that big.
They're
about the size of a cow hoof.
No, they're not, are they?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were bigger than that.
Mm-hmm. See? Your son's for it.
Of course he is.
That might actually make him come up more.
Are you becoming an online petting zoo, Jason? No. He said ferret.
And just think about all the content we can get if we put trail cams out there and if a pack
Livestock guardian kangaroo.
And if those pack of coyotes or pigs come on the property, internet gold, baby. Mm-hmm. Just saying. It was just something that, now this thought may have been medication induced.
I'm assuming so.
Because if you guys can't tell in our voices, there's enough people here, we'll give you kind of a catch up on what's been happening here. If y'all remember last week, we were talking about how Carol and Dessa were kind of sick. Well, it went from kind of sick to full-blown sick.
Over the weekend, yeah.
And now everybody in the house is sick. And Carol's got it real bad. Dessa's pretty much in the clear.
She gets a cough occasionally.
Yeah, you're pretty much in the clear.
My throat today was pretty rough, and I was coughing quite a bit today. Mm-hmm. But my nose, drainage is not awful.
And that's about where I'm at. Robin and I are about on the same.
Yeah. But Carol's been through a round of antibiotics, steroids, and an inhaler, and she's shown really no major improvement.
Nothing.
So
yeah, I'll put Carol in y'all's prayers. We've been kind of really watching her, and
I mean, she gets to working up so much from coughing and then from the drainage that she's thrown up several times. Now, I had a rough morning yesterday morning. I woke up and I just had so much drainage that I couldn't get food down fast enough that I ended up throwing up a lot.
The mornings are the rough spot, and if we lay down too long, that gets rough. You go into a coughing fit and you cough up a lot of phlegm and stuff. But we took Carol to the doctor about a week ago.
It was Tuesday, yeah.
And, they tested her for COVID, the flu, strep.
It's not RSV. It's not bronchitis. It's not pneumonia. The best I could get was it's a viral infection. It's upper respiratory.
Now, let's put on some tinfoil hats here for a second. And I know my son's probably rolling his eyes at me.
I can feel it all the way from Georgia.
Here he comes. Here comes the conspiracy theorist. But if y'all remember, this is exactly how Mr. 19 started. Nobody knew exactly what it was. So,
because they didn't have a test for it yet.
Yeah. And so y'all be careful out there. I'm
gonna put on my mama hat for a minute. If you're sick, or if you have kids that are sick, don't take them out and drop them off to where they can.
Yeah, don't go to church. Sick. That's how the girls called it. They called it working in children's church. And look, I think everybody belongs in church, but come on now. Love you, Blaze. But we have a level of responsibilities as members of a community and members of a society to be responsible enough to say, okay, my kid's got a runny nose, he's coughing, hacking, probably shouldn't go to church today and put him in children's church. Or if I go, he doesn't need to go to children's church.
Hey, first lost dude.
So, because a lot of these things, like our pastor's daughter ended up in the hospital because of this, and her oxygen saturation dropped down into what, 70s, 80s?
It dropped all the way to 80.
All the way into the 80s.
Yeah.
And that's not good for a toddler, because she's what, 5, 6?
That's 6. That's not really toddler, but a young child. I mean, she's still like kindergarten age. She's young.
Yeah.
So it's not good. I mean, she was in the hospital for several days because when they got her there and her oxygen level was so low, they had to really pump her full of oxygen. But then because of that, they had to slowly wean her back off of it. They couldn't just shut it down. And the process is not something you can just turn it on and turn it off. And so in order to make sure that she could handle, the lowering of increments, it takes time to do that. So,
yeah. So, excuse me, that's our public service announcement, our preparedness tip of the week here. Look, don't push it.
And that's the mistake I made, because the week before, Carol had been feeling sick, but we thought by Thursday she was feeling better. And then we started doing stuff and, getting back to normal, and she wasn't. She just ran herself back into the ground.
Yeah. And look, I'm not saying this because I don't like to be sick. I don't like to be sick, but I'm more thinking about, I have a very good friend at our church. He's an older gentleman. I look to him like a mentor, Pastor Truman. Now, Pastor Truman's up there in age.
Yeah.
And
he's not he's not immunocompromised, but he has been to the doctor for a couple of different things that I would not consider him grade A health, but Yeah. So April said she has RSV right now. Yeah. See, Carol doesn't have we don't have that wet wheezing.
Yeah.
Or any of that. Mono. They didn't test for mono. But
she better not have mono.
You can get it from other things besides kissing. We grew up thinking it was the kissing disease, but
that's what I'm my little soapbox is about, is because granted, I'm getting up there in age.
You're up there in age too, Jason.
But
neither do I, though.
A lot of people, look, when it comes to wisdom and knowledge, when it comes to this lifestyle, our parents don't know it. Our parents don't know it. It's our grandparents that knew it, that lived it, that did it. And so we're losing that wisdom just because they're in their 70s, 80s, 90s. You know? So we're already fighting time. We don't need to catapult it because we don't want people to talk bad about us because we ain't been to church. We didn't miss Wednesday and we going to miss Sunday. You know what? If people are talking about you because you were not in church and they didn't reach out to you, then those people are going to church for the wrong reason. Those people need to be prayed for.
Wow.
Oh, my word. But, so, I'm going to get off of that soapbox because we need to get on. Okay. Wow. There's a lot of stuff that happened this week while we were comatose on the couch, coughing, hacking. Like, I know people were driving by our house thinking we were crazy because it was like 60, 70 degrees outside. We got a fire going because we were all cold. But the other day, now I don't know if it was this bad in y'all's community, but here, when AT&T's cell service went down, now 90% of the people here in our community are on AT&T. You would have thought that we went back to Laurel Ingalls Wilder's days, that we went right back to Little House on the Prairie, because people were losing their mind. Now we never lost internet.
Well, hold on. If you had Wi-Fi, you could still use internet on your phone. Yes. And you had internet through cable. But yeah, not if you were outside riding around and you're using the signal to get to the internet, you didn't have that. It's hitting the northern part of the states badly, and it's called, are you sure it's not norovirus? I don't know. I didn't even notice.
We didn't even notice it either. In fact, I was on the phone.
Yeah, when it went
with a VA call with that morning, and I was on that phone call for like 2 hours. And then when I got off that phone, all of a sudden my phone stopped working.
Yeah, it was strange.
Because a couple buddies of mine sent me text messages.
Tried to call.
And, they tried to call when I was on there, and I
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was supposed to have gone off at 8 o'clock. You had your call at like 8 o'clock. And your call was not till 9 something. So we didn't lose it right away either. So it was weird.
So it was weird. But it was funny, and it's funny, but it's not funny. Watching social media, because look, we've been grounded, okay? We've all been laid up in bed or laid up on the couch, and there's only so much TV that you can watch before you start getting thumb exercise by scrolling. But it was interesting to watch that people were saying how light bulbs were kind of going off on some people, and they were like, well, that's a warning sign, because we lost the phones and the internet. So if you got a favorite recipe, you may want to go ahead and print that out and da-da-da-da-da. And Robin and I were like, people are starting to wake up and catch up.
My first reaction was like, duh. But then the part of me that's not supposed to be judgmental was like, well, good for you. You're finally figuring it out. Like, somebody didn't have to hold your hand. You're like,
yeah.
I have a little bit more faith in the thinking outside the box, generally speaking, for America, because I started to see, and we're in rural areas where let's be honest, the education level's not as high. And so for that area of people to be like, hey, by the way, maybe we should be doing, So I was encouraged at the overall thought process of people around here because I was like, you think? But yeah, so norovirus is what's going on. Yeah.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, I have to.
So with this virus,
whatever it is,
thing going around, I'm gonna bounce back to that for a second. This is definitely a time, and we're coming out of flu season, right? We're coming out or we're out. Right?
I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
I think we're on the way out of flu season. This is a time to build your flu box or replenish your flu box and get ready. Now, one of the things that has helped us is the generic Dayquil, NyQuil pills, right?
Even more so. And I've made the mistake several times lately of telling people all my hacks, and then I go to the store to go get them, and it's gone. But if you go to a Dollar General, if you're familiar with Dollar General, they have an aisle that's like a $1 aisle, and they have boxes of just 10 pills of the like severe day flu and cold, and then the severe night flu and cold. And when you break down the price, it's actually cheaper to buy those at $1 a piece than it is to buy a full set of whatever. And so we went ahead and just like bought a bunch. I think I bought like 5 or 6 of the day and like 2 or 3 of the night. And we finally ran through those. And so we had to go replenish that. But that has definitely helped. But I will say this, don't wait until your symptoms come back. Like what I did is it's supposed to be every 6 hours. So when I got up in the morning, I took it as soon as I could in the morning. And then at that 6-hour mark, I took it again. And then at that 6-hour mark, I took it again. And then I made sure that I paid attention so that I could take that NyQuil so that would help me through the night. So definitely that helped us quite a bit. And actually, what we're dealing with now is partially, in my opinion, because we didn't have the pills. We haven't had them all day today or yesterday. And so we just felt so awful yesterday. Trying to get out to go get them was just not happening.
Now,
and we live in an area where we can't like get DoorDash or something like that to come bring them to us.
Now, another thing that we've been also doing is taking this essential oil rollerball of oregano. I don't know if you can see it right there.
Yeah.
Oregano, and been putting it on the bottom of my feet every night. And that helps out tremendously. We've also been putting Breathe, essential oil
I've been
Breathe
putting
combo,
that all on my chest and on my back.
And we've been also kind of like, to use the term, candy flipping, but we've been doing Vicks Vapor Rub and the essential oil combo Breathe. And that's even given to the point where doing that also gives Carol the ability to sleep. That once her coughing kind of diminishes, then she's able to sleep through the night. So that's been a game changer. Now, if you guys want the oregano roller ball or the Breathe stuff, and they also have a Breathe stick that we can get, feel free to contact us. Robin is a licensed.
Not licensed.
Well, whatever it's called.
A wellness advocate.
Wellness advocate
it is. Yeah.
for doTERRA
Yeah.
essential oils, and so we can get that for you. And she does make a little bit of money off of it, so it's another good way to help support the channel. But it's definitely one of those that it's going to be one of those things like
Alexa, cancel.
When Mr. 19 came out, that
Carol, did you feed Gizmo?
Carol, did you feed Gizmo?
that we just kind of gotta keep trying different things until we figure out what's gonna work, because our medical system doesn't even know how to combat
because
this.
that's the thing that the lady told me. It's like, I can't fix it. I can only give you supportive care.
Yeah.
So that was it.
That.
So what else happened?
So we can the AT&T thing. You know, a lot of people are looking at that it was a hack job, which just proves that our companies and our country are way behind the power curve when it comes to cybersecurity.
Yeah, infrastructure is just not great when it comes to that.
So prepare yourself. Keep with that in mind. Get yourself prepared. I believe that all of us should have a little group, like a little prepping group, a little preparedness group, and you guys should come up with SOPs for communication, ways to get in contact with each other, so that way you can help each other and take care of each other. You know, it seems like every time that you get sick, other things go sideways, and
the bat box did not happen.
And you know, and so you're able to lean on it. They're able to go get you medicine and leave it at your gate. They're able to go pick stuff up for you and leave it there, and then you can be, in return, you can be there for them later on down the road. But build these communities and come up with ways to be able to try and communicate if stuff like this does happen. I'm big fan with our group that I really do think we should get homing pigeons.
Oh my God.
Everybody laughs at me at that, but I do think that is a good idea. I mean, we all have birds on our property anyway.
I just feel like you guys would wear out these pigeons back and forth. What's up, dude? Sorry.
You know, but all joking aside, start thinking about different things like right now that can be hacked. Cell phone, electricity, water, sewage, you know, the list goes on. And then how would it affect you? Okay? So if they go in and they hack the city water, that's not going to bother me. It's going to bother me because I got friends and stuff out there, but it's not going to have an effect here on my homestead because I'm on a well. But if they hack the power grid, that's going to have an effect on me because
we're not off grid.
We're not off grid yet.
Right.
You know, so I got to be able to figure out a way to get my well to work. And so, and granted, that may be something no more than wiring up a pigtail and getting it wired that way so I can flip a switch and bam, you know. So there's different things to think about when it comes to these things. That way you can be prepared. Because at the end of the day, cell phone service for most of us that are homesteaders at the end of the day, doesn't really bother us that much. Unless you're relying on that smartphone to give you that information to be able to know what your companion planting, or you're trying to troubleshoot something with a critter, or, you know, something.
And do you make your own tinctures? Yes.
Yeah. So, build your library. That's really, really important. And if you find somebody that you know you respect and they have a blog and they're talking about something that you can't really find a book on, print that stuff out. Just print it out, get you a 3-ring binder, get a 3-hole punch, and you can, just like how we did back in the day, get you dividers, and you can take a 3-ring binder and you can go gardening, animal husbandry, you know, and break it on down that way. You need one for home maintenance, you can break it down: electrical, plumbing, you know, drywall, framing, insulation, blah, 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 all the way down the line if you wanted to. But get that stuff. My suggestion, vet that person, a lot because all this AI stuff that's out there right now, a lot of that stuff is dangerous. And if you're going to get a book, make sure that the original copyright has a 19 on it.
Where do you go to get books for free?
So, the other thing that happened this week, and that is happening, is the truckers' boycott of NYC. That's New York City for some of you crayon eaters out there. When I first heard this, I went, oh boy, here we go again, this trucker strike that never seemed to really ever gain any momentum. Even though they isolated it on New York City because of the ruling with President Trump. And at first I didn't give it any weight. I just thought, okay, everybody's, because look, in the past, truckers really, they always talked a big game, but they never really went through with some of the strikes. So they couldn't, let me rephrase that. They had a hard time getting organized to be able to go through with that. Because some truckers in the past did do those boycotts, but it just wasn't enough of them.
Right. It wasn't effective because it wasn't concentrated. It was like all over the place. But this was centered on New York City. So it was more targeted. So it would be more effective.
And so now, again, this is why I say you got to vet people that you watch and that you listen to. Of course, when this started going down, some of those quote-unquote preparedness YouTube channels out there that are more interested in views than getting information out there all started blasting, people of New York City are starving, SHTF in New York City, blah, 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 blah. But the one preparedness channel guy that I like to watch, just because he doesn't pull any punches, he actually lives in New York City.
I'm so tired.
He pretty much said, he said, yeah, the shelves and stuff are starting to get empty, but it's not affecting everybody because they're just getting in their cars and they're driving 45 minutes to an hour to go get the food they need and come back. So nobody's starving. Now, one of the interesting things that I saw yesterday, Saturday, so it would have been Thursday and a little bit yesterday, was that it is having an effect on some of the businesses there.
Yes.
And some of the businesses are like, if this is how it's going to be, they're talking about pulling
out of
New York City.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of already on the cuff because of the illegal immigration stuff that was going on up there. And the city was having to cut back on just normal stuff. Firefighters on a shift, cops on a shift, and they were starting to take away public services and cutting back because they were having a hard time affording things. Now, this is all information that I got from people that are in New York City. So, in my opinion, this is going to be very interesting how this continues to play out. Because at the end of the day, New York City can really have a definite impact on our economy.
I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I've been pulling all-nighters with Carol, so...
So, that's definitely something to keep your eye on, because if that could cause a whirlwind effect in the economy that could really hit all the way to Texas to, California or whatever. So.
Well, and I think if the truckers see that they can be effective in a specific area, then what's stopping them from going, okay, New York this week, Atlanta next week, Miami the following week, whatever. And so that if they're systematic, they could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it gives them the, if they get the win on this, then it gives them...
Well, I think they've already got the
right, but
the
you see
win.
what I'm saying? The implication is there that if this worked, what worked, why did it work? And it's going to be very clear to see that it's because that it was focused on one high volume area. And if they could pick high volume areas throughout the country, then...
Yeah. Now, and you're absolutely right. And I could see it really working...
DC is next.
To everybody's advantage. Because some of our cities are getting extremely violent. So if the truckers get together and finally say, okay, well, if y'all are not going to calm down the violence in the city, it's unsafe for us, we're just not going to come in there.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them for that, because it'll probably start with nobody's going to be making nighttime deliveries. All the deliveries got to be done
during the day, which is then going to tie up traffic.
Yeah, and so the possibilities could really, and look, in all honesty, situations like this could help bring America, especially when it comes to its workforce and stuff, kind of back center, because all of a sudden the power shifts from the big companies, the big 1%ers, and it shifts back to the employees. Remember when I was talking about last week or the week before when I was talking about that I feel like we're kind of on the cuff of back to to when the Teamsters got started, that there was a lot of people talking about the different ways that some of these larger companies, Walmart, Dollar General,
right,
Amazon, all these larger companies that are too big to fail, that we're treating them. And I told everybody I'm starting to look at the chessboard and feel like that it's starting to lean towards where we may have another Teamsters type movement, to where it really kind of knocks the employee-employer relationship back center. Because right now it is hardcore. It's not super hardcore leaning towards the employer because they're just having a hard time finding people. But when they find those people, they're not being smart and they're not really taking care of them. They're kind of treating them like a slave. So,
or setting up self-checkout so they don't have to deal with that.
And so, there's that. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on. The next thing is
Thanks for dropping by. Make sure you show up next Saturday. We enjoyed talking with you.
Yes. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week and weekend, Timothy. It's that time of year. It's that time where everybody has been feeling the itch.
But not everybody gets to scratch it yet. We're just awesome.
Yeah. Well, you get to... everybody's getting to scratch it a little bit because it's seed starting time. Mm-hmm. Like for us right now, this last week has been, we started a lot of peppers. We started Sydney's peppers, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep. So If y'all missed that, Sydney over there at the Naked Gardener sent us chocolate. What are they?
Habaneros.
Habaneros.
Yep, we started those this week.
Yeah. So.
We started eggplant,
and we started leeks for the first year. We're going to try to grow leeks.
We started a whole tray of leeks.
You got carrots breaking around outside.
I think so. It's always so hard with carrots.
It is.
Because when they come up, they're just too little, and
what?
then they go, and then they go like, and then this thing comes up and goes.
How'd that go?
But I think I have carrots coming up because the way I look at it, I planted in a straight line. And he said, I'm outside, so he's starting now. If, with carrots, you tend to plant in a long, straight line. And for the most part, I don't think weeds. I don't think weeds go in a straight line.
Let's be honest, though. You were on a little bit of medication, so your line.
No, it was before that. It was I started them like last week, maybe even the week before. Whenever I did the sweet potatoes, and I looked out there yesterday, and part of the problem is I haven't been out there watering because we've had some temperatures that are kind of close to freezing, and so I didn't want.
We also got hammered.
We got hammered yesterday, and so I went ahead and I went out there and looked, and sure enough, it looks like there's a little line of just they hadn't quite gone yet, but what?
He must be typing a paragraph.
No, right here. He said the good thing about leeks is you can harvest them when you're ready to use them.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the one up before.
When you're ready to
I'm sitting here waiting. I'm going, when
you're
ready to use them, I'm like...
Yeah. With leeks, they'll grow and continue to grow, and as you're ready for them, you just pull them out and use them. So, but, Sydney, I was looking at something that's... Sydney, I saw something about blanching them. Do you know... anything about that? Like something about blanching them, almost like how you do an onion. I don't know. So
you don't blanch an onion.
When you pull it out and let it.
You try it.
Yeah, kind of. But I think it's technically called blanching. Anyways.
Might be some blanching, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like dipping it in water and blanching it, pulling it out. But the other thing we discovered this morning, which was kind of exciting. I was trying, one of the things when you're not feeling great, if the weather is nice outside and the temperature's okay, we went out there this morning and it was full sunshine. And so I went out just to soak in the sun and got out and started cleaning out some beds. And while I was over in one of the big the big pots that we have, I was cleaning out because there was a ton of henbit and some other stuff, and so I went ahead and started snatching them out, and all of a sudden I'm looking at these leaves and I was like, wait a minute, that's not just henbit, that looks like oregano. And so I was like, Carol, did you plant oregano in here? And she's like, I don't know. I think I may have grabbed some and put it in here or something. I don't know. I said, well, like half the pot is oregano. So we're leaving it to let it continue to fill up that entire pot. So that was exciting to see that.
What did he
says,
say?
yeah, you can them and celery to get root bottom more whitish, but it seems like too much work when you plant an 18-foot row of them. Yeah, I could see that. Well, look who it is. Hello, Miss Carolyn.
Elin, I've been watching your videos.
Yes, we have been. We've been excited to see her videos.
I mean, super loving Elin's videos.
Very cool. Because we're not going to give Chris any credit for them. Just Elin.
No. Miss Carolyn, if next time you see your son, can you just gently remind him, like, to please call his Marine buddy down here in Georgia, because for like the last 2 years I've been stressed out because he doesn't return phone calls, emails.
Man, you just gonna put out his business all on this live
He
stream.
hurt my feelings. Like, I was, for the longest time, I mean, until I got in touch with a mutual friend,
yeah,
I was scared to death that there might have been something wrong with Miss Carolyn, his daddy,
something.
him, Elin. I mean, I'm probably got an ulcer and it says Chris's name on it. So, but yeah, just give him like an elbow or something. But yeah, I absolutely, and the videos that we're talking about is over there at Single Dad.
I sure will. I bet you will.
It's over there at Single Dad Homestead. He took, y'all gotta go check out the latest one, where Miss Elin is showing their trailer for them to be able to go
travel. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, it is pretty neat.
The man's got skills.
Yes.
I'll put it that way. He's very, and he's going to call me out on this because he doesn't like it when I say this. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to solar and putting all that stuff together. I don't have the first clue about it. He's super knowledgeable, and he's a really good jack of all trades kind of guy, carpenter, stuff like that. Trailer is...
It's really nice. I like it a lot.
It's really nice. Like, if I could remember how to get to his house, I would just drive up there and steal it.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. So that would be his penitence.
Penance for calling you.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so we started peppers and eggplant. Now, I did do a small video on being able to test the germination on some of the seeds that we got from the Dollar Tree. It's only been
Dollar General.
No, it was Dollar Tree. They were $4 for $1. So it's only been, I guess, 2 days. So I'm hoping 2 or 3 days. So I'm hoping here within this next week we will, starting chemo and radiation next week. So he's helping us. Yeah.
We would definitely pray for you guys, hardcore, Miss Carolyn. And if there is anything that you guys need, please don't hesitate to. You know how to get in touch with us. Don't just skip Chris. You know how to get in touch with us. Is there anything you guys need, and we can do it, and we can provide, and we can come up and help? Seriously, please let us know. And I mean, you're not that far away, so it's not. It's like a day trip.
Yeah.
We can. The girls are old enough now; they can handle the farm. So Robin and I can come up and help for a weekend or whatever. But I mean, obviously we got to get over this nastiness first. But anything that we can do, please let us know. Seriously.
Yeah. So.
You guys are family.
So hopefully we'll have those pepper seeds next week to put into the soil if they start to sprout. So that will kind of be like a succession kind of planting of peppers. We have a lot of peppers, but I kind of failed you on I need a foot rub from a Marine buddy.
Way to make it weird.
Yeah, gotta
Way to make
weird.
it weird.
The peppers, we have like a ton of bell peppers, sweet peppers. But we only have, as of right now, I think we only have 4 hot peppers that we got from my gardener. I have like 3 or 4 hot peppers that I got from the Dollar General or Dollar Tree. So I'm hoping if they sprout that we'll have 4 additional. So that would put us up to 7 hot peppers. And actually probably 6 because I think it's one of them's a duplicate of cayenne, which is very important because I don't know if y'all have paid any attention in the store, But getting cayenne pepper in powdered form in the spice bottles is becoming more and more difficult.
Really?
Yes. It is harder and harder, at least around here, to find cayenne pepper. And when you can find it, it's through the nose expensive. So I am definitely looking to dry a bunch of those this year and have our own cayenne pepper, because it's really hard for us to find. So between those, and then we've got jalapenos, the habaneros, the chocolate habaneros. So hey Luke, what's up? So hopefully we'll have, and I think we have a couple other people that are planning on sending us some peppers when they get around to it. So hello Karen. I was actually talking about you today. I was talking to one of my friends about my least favorite person and I was telling her about how you showed me the more authentic option to get around all of the junk. So, and yes, I said that all in code so she'll know what I'm talking about. It was hard to find last year, even the seeds. Oh, the cayenne? Yeah. So I got some cayenne pepper. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is something I wanted to talk about. And we have a friend that was so gracious today to let me come over and use her washing machine. And while we were sitting down talking, I noticed something. We have a small group, Bible study group, that meets at our house every other week. And we have been encouraging everybody to grow their own food this year because it's important. The writing's on the wall to us that we really need to start doing that. And she is not a gardener. She does not have a big garden. She doesn't have raised beds. She doesn't have a whole lot of anything. And I went to her house today, and on her table, she had gone to the Dollar Tree and had bought probably every packet of vegetable seed that they had, and had bought a bunch of the Jiffy, the little
Jiffy Pop starting trays.
Well, but they don't have the little things in them, but it just basically looks like a bread pan with a lid on it, and plastic, obviously. And she had bought some herbs and all kinds of stuff, and I told her, and I know I'm going to regret saying this, but because every time I tell everybody about this, it all disappears. But I went looking for cocoa coir because I told y'all in one of my videos that Dollar Tree had cocoa coir for sale. And I went back to go get some, and obviously it was all gone. And so I went hunting around everywhere else to find it. And I did find at Home Depot, they have, instead of the small 2-quart bricks, they actually had a huge brick that was 8 quarts, and it was $5. So it was basically the same price when you do the math. But that has been a huge help for us. We've been taking seed starting mix plus the cocoa coir, mixing it all together to kind of stretch out our seed growing or seed starting mix to be able to get as much as we can out of it. And that's been really helpful. So I told her about that, and it was so funny because she's like, well, I'll just have to go there tomorrow. And I'm thinking, wow, this is somebody who really it wasn't on her radar to do this. But because we've kind of been sharing and encouraging.
This excites me. This news excites me so much because Robin just got home maybe an hour ago.
Yeah, I haven't been home long.
And so this is the first time I'm actually hearing this. This really excites me. This is what we're talking about, y'all. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about building a community. You can, right now, it seems like we're in a culture of tear one another down. Mm-hmm. Tear this person down, just browbeat them until they surrender. And this is a really wonderful blessing. This is a really wonderful example of being able to build somebody up. Be able to educate somebody enough to they get to the point where they're like, I think I can do that.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you this. I encouraged her, when I saw that she had bought all of these Dollar Tree seeds, and I know now that I'm not sure about the germination rate. Mm-hmm. So I told her, do you have any Ziploc bags and do you have any paper towels or napkins? Yes. Okay, so I need you to do this before you put them in the soil, because I absolutely did not want her to put all that seed in the soil and nothing come up. So it's also our responsibility, as we're encouraging people to do this, to kind of mentor them. And if we have any cheat sheets along the way.
It's discipleship.
Right.
It's discipling, not necessarily discipling them with Christ, but it's discipling them with a garden. Discipling them to be able to empower them to be able to be more self-reliant. Mm-hmm. This is awesome, y'all. This is just think if we've got 11, 12 people in here. Just think if each one of us was able to do just that one person, just this one person. Okay? All 12 of us are doing it. So all 12 of us are taking some burdens off of our broken food system. All 12 of us are already taking steps to be free, to be more self-reliant. Now we just empowered it, and so now we just took that to 24. And then if each one of those 24 did it for one more person, and it goes on, and it just keeps growing.
Yeah. And
that's only if you just do one person.
I know.
Just share it with just one person.
Yeah. So I was really encouraged by that. But so yeah, keep sharing with people. I think it's very important. Mm-hmm. Another thing I saw, Windswept said earlier, I use old plastic strawberry containers. I saw something on Facebook or Instagram today that I thought was a really good use of recycling stuff. I showed it to you. The egg crates that you get, not the styrofoam ones, but the cardboard recycled material ones. It showed the parts that have, like, where you actually put the eggs down in, the crate part of it. And they'd torn off the lid, put soil in there, put the seeds in, wet it, and then put it inside a bread bag, an old bread bag, empty bread bag, tied it up, and you've basically got your greenhouse effect, no different than the Ziploc bag. So that, is definitely another use of, recycling something, keep it out of because the nice thing about those egg crates is you can plant those straight into the ground.
Yep.
Once they've grown into a seedling, you can break them apart and put them straight in. Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things, because we've been sick for the last week and a half.
Those always got moldy for me.
You're going to start to see a lot of that stuff, because we kind of binge watched a lot of the recycling stuff when it comes to gardening, and I'm like, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. And so we're gonna put this stuff to the test this year. One of the things, I think it was in a GrowVeg video, or it might have been James Prigioni. It was James Prigioni, the Jersey gardener dude. We're going to take all of our peppers and eggplants, and we're putting them in buckets this year, just to kind of save us on acreage, to save us on square footage. And if, we got a pepper plant that's really producing really well, and we like it and it tastes really well, we can overwinter that plant in our seed room with the tortoises, so we can really get a jump start the following year, because you can overwinter a pepper plant 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
and it's still good to go.
The other thing that I always go back to, and this is just my laziness, is when you're using a bucket, the amount of space that you have to weed per plant is substantially less than if you had like a row garden or even a raised bed, because you're having to do a square and then every other square that's around it Whereas with this one bucket, if you've got a 5-gallon bucket or a 2.5-gallon bucket, you're not having to weed as much. Now, we also saw that other nifty thing, and I'm really digging that idea because then you're really knocking the weed suppression. Like, you really, make sure you water. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the thing I'm learning also about these beds over here. One of the things with the buckets that I don't know if James did this or not, but from another video we saw, when we make our actual buckets and do our soil, we're going to make sure that we put compost materials in there.
Yeah, we're gonna lasagna garden it.
Yeah, we're going to put some green and some brown and some green and some brown, maybe some eggshells, a whole,
plethora.
Yeah, just a mix of stuff so that
and we're going to show you all how to do that.
As the season goes on, that stuff will continue to feed the soil, because that's the other thing that you're going to have to deal with is you only have the nutrients that are in that soil. So you have to make sure that you're keeping it watered and you're keeping it fed. We put bread sacks to keep our feet dry in the warm winter. A pair of socks, bag with another sock, boots are expensive. Yes, that's a good, that's not a bad idea with trying to keep your feet dry. Even in the summer, I almost want to put a bag over before you put your boots in, because some of our boots have holes in them, but you can definitely keep them from getting wet that way. Windswept says we use some cat litter containers for ours. We can move them in a pinch and fill in areas that we need extra. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely
I love those kitty litter boxes because you can use them
so many things.
So many different ways. You can use them to carry tools and blah blah blah, but they are the perfect size to make a 220 Conibear box trap.
They're also good as a nesting box for
nesting boxes.
Chickens. Yeah.
It just goes on and on and on.
Bunny poo. So we don't have any bunny poo right now, so that's not an option at the moment. However, we do have plenty of, and that's another thing. Like when I was talking earlier about the oregano, I had started a weed bucket. That was what I was working on because I saw all the henbit and chickweed, and so I had pulled a bunch of weeds to be able to put water in it and let it start to turn to death smell. All
right, so we need to kind of wind it up here, but I do, for the last few minutes here, I do want to talk to you guys about something. It doesn't just involve Big Bear Homestead. Now, you guys, we've said it probably about 1,500 times tonight how sick we've been, and we've been binge watching YouTube and scrolling and doing stuff like that. The rumors of the shadow banning is not a rumor anymore, at least not to me, because here's how I'll tell you. When you pull up your YouTube stuff, especially like if you're watching it on the big screen TV, you got that recommended bar that comes across, right? And you can click on a video and you can go down and go, don't recommend channel, or not interested, I've already watched the video, I don't like the video, right? And get it, and it's supposed to adjust the
algorithm.
Mm-hmm. I've even gone to the extreme of even making sure, I'll watch Sydney's video all the way to the end. And even if it's, something that I'm like, okay, I already know about this, I make sure I don't
click off of
it. I will literally let it run to the end. I've gone to the extreme of going to their channels and hitting play all and walking away. But every time I come back to my recommended feed, to this day, and I've been doing this since we started getting sick. I've been doing it with the Naked Gardeners, Roots and Refuge, Goldshaw, and the hollers. Every time one of their videos comes up, I'll watch it. I'll let it play through. And then when I go down to the refresh,
it's gone.
None of their stuff will be in the recommended. I watch one like Friends blooper video.
And it's full.
My recommended feed will be slap full of Friends stuff and blooper stuff.
Yeah.
And so if I go through and hit don't recommend, and now I'll have to go through and do that like 7 or 8 times before I'll get one video. Now I'll always get, Sydney, I barely ever get any of your stuff. I literally have to go to my thing where it says subscriptions, scroll down to your channel
and find them
and find it that way. It doesn't even come up in my subscription stuff.
No.
So I can pretty much tell you that's exactly what's happening with our channel too. Jess, the Roots and Refuge, Jess and Maya, Coleshaw, and the Hollers, those are 3 big channels that are in this genre that I can't, for the life of me, I cannot get them to come up in my recommended feed. So if you have a YouTube channel, whether it's us or anybody else in this genre, and you're not seeing their stuff, make sure you go to their channel. They're probably still putting stuff out.
You're just not getting recommended.
Go to their channel, like their videos, comment on them, make sure you're still subscribed, because this is absolutely ridiculous. And look, y'all, I mean, I've been kind of bored sitting around this week because we've been sick. And so I kind of ran this rabbit just to see if it was legit. And out of 7 tries, I may get one of either the Hollers, Roots and Refuge, or Goldshaw, but I will not get anything from the Naked Gardeners. Even some of the other folks that, people have lost touch with, VW Family Farm, we never see any of their stuff. Mimsy's Garden, we never see any of their stuff. When it came to Chris, we were just scrolling along, going down through our subscriptions to see if anybody was putting anything out. That's how we found out that Chris was putting stuff back out again. Yeah. And so it's really getting to the point that even with people doing shorts, they're not promoting, they're not recommending this lifestyle.
Sydney said, I haven't been posting much on our channel. I started another channel that deals with only blogging with farm animals. I think most of our old viewers are used to gardening videos and we're getting bored with the animals.
But still.
What's his other channel?
Wait a minute. I understand that. But on our channel, if I am physically going to your channel and watching your videos, and I am watching all the way to the end,
I should be getting
suggestions. The rule of YouTube is that they want you to stay on YouTube longer. If I'm constantly watching Naked Gardener stuff, then they should be recommending Naked Gardener stuff, and they're not.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that I have. I can watch one car crash video, one fails video.
The whole thing is full.
It takes me 7 or 8 rounds to get rid of all of that stuff before I even get anything remotely related to gardening, homesteading, or preparedness.
Yeah, that's true.
Even like Southern Prepper 1, I watch him all the time.
Every day. But you have to go to his channel to go get it.
And it's ridiculous. So this thing is real. So please, from all of us content creators out there, if you guys are really enjoying the content that we put out, or you're really eager to learn the stuff that we're teaching, please make that effort. I know it takes a little bit more, but the powers that be are really cutting everybody off, at the knees. So keep that in mind. Make sure you guys always hit them thumbs ups and comment. And, we appreciate all that you do for us. And the fact that you're even here tonight. But it's one of those things that it's
a little ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and they're trying to silence us. And that's censorship.
Yep.
Any way you look at it. I'm all for
yeah.
What did he say?
He said, I watched one Club Shay Shay video, and now I get all of the videos, and his old ones pop up.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you one better. I must have watched a short from this guy. I had to unsubscribe. And I don't even know if it was necessarily his. He may have took clips of it. But I think it had a Rottweiler in it, so of course anything with a Rottweiler gets my attention. And next thing I know, we're subscribed to him, and it's showing up into my subscriptions feed. And I'm like, I never subscribed to this guy. I don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
And I went to his channel to look at it, and a lot of it was just racy, nasty stuff. I unsubscribed, by the way. So I think they may even be doing some shady stuff like that. I don't know. But it's crazy. Members, please forgive us, but there's not going to be an after show tonight. But do be on the lookout in the next day or so. Your newsletter will be...
We'll put it out tomorrow. We'll get it tomorrow.
Coming out to you tomorrow. We apologize. We're still in the middle of this virus, and as you can hear her and hear me, I'm getting to the point where I'm probably gonna lose my voice here in a little bit, which may make Robin happy. I know it'll make the girls happy, but
one last thing we completely forgot to say: today's Carol's 18th birthday, so
yeah. So if you guys
another kid to 18, whoop whoop.
Didn't get busted for drugs, no teenage pregnancy.
Gonna graduate high school.
Oh, graduate
She's
high
in
school.
college. Whoop whoop.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah. So hey, on the nation, if you guys are on Facebook, please come over to the nation and let's get a happy birthday, Carol Ann thread.
Carol
girl.
Ann.
I know she would love that, especially if everybody says Carol Ann. I mean, she just absolutely loves it when people say her middle name.
I'm waiting for Luke to put a smiley face on because he knows better.
And so, I mean, she has that wonderful relationship with our pastor. He makes sure that he does that for her all the time. So I know she'd really appreciate it. I know she got her superhero post. It's on my Facebook wall where the superheroes did her birthday post. But poor girl is uber sick. Yeah. So if maybe Uncle Sidney could send her a polo, that would be cool.
Green tea and turmeric. Okay.
So, but I know that would probably really, because she's really down in the dumps. They weren't able to go to Winter Jam yesterday.
Yeah, Winter Jam was yesterday, and so they weren't able to go to that. And that was us being responsible parents, because we could have sent them, but they would have coughed and hacked the whole ride there and the whole way back.
They would have been miserable.
Yeah.
And probably would have sent them back.
Yeah, I'm not calling her that.
But also, a thing that I got from Facebook also was that we either
9 years
at our 9-year anniversary or our 9-year anniversary of having the Big Bear Nation on Facebook.
Yes.
Is here.
Is today, yeah. So that was really cool.
So happy anniversary, everybody.
Yep.
Thanks. Thank you guys so much for supporting in that, and really, we really appreciate that, you guys. So
y'all have a good evening.
Yeah.
We'll be putting out some content here pretty soon. I know we've only put out one video this week, but I did put out another. I put out a short yesterday.
You got a short coming out tonight.
And there's a short that's been out for about 20 minutes. So if you haven't seen that one's really funny.
Yes.
Well,
I had absolutely nothing. Had absolutely nothing to do with this short.
But if you know us and you know our hearts, you'll know that we're very happy about this video. So
yes.
Yes. Definitely go check it out.
Yep.
So we love y'all.
Love y'all.
Y'all have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you again soon.
God bless.
God bless.